All right, so welcome to 1409. The way I'm going to have this video go through is just kind of explain a little about the course, how it's going to operate, and just kind of walk you through Blackboard a little bit, so you know where to find things. If you've taken me for 1408, it's going to look very similar. So this is going to pretty much cover all the same stuff. So, but you might see a few new changes. I'm going to change up how you do some of your assignments and change them more to projects. But let me kind of welcome you to 1409, and I'm hoping you're excited because I really do love this part of biology. It's really cool. So first off, if you're new and you haven't taken me before, I'm Dr. Dawn Lovelace, and I love to share a lot of information about myself with my students. I'm an open book, and y'all can ask me anything, really, you can. I did my undergrad and my master's at Tarleton State University down in Cowtown, Stephenville, Texas. I spent a few years there. I did my master's research in goat nutrition, so I know a lot. And I really do appreciate agriculture. You know, we do have to feed all these people, and it's just amazing that what we're able to do. I did work for Department of Agriculture for a few years in a seed laboratory. Then I moved back closer to home. I'm originally from Floresville, close to the San Antonio area, and I worked for a research place for a year, but then I went and did my PhD because I just love school, and I'm just a nerd like that. I did my PhD in cell molecular biology, UTSA in San Antonio, and my research focused on, it's going to sound boring, the transcriptional regulation of the fate determination step of spermatogonial stem cells regulated by two transcription factors. I know it sounds boring, and if you need something to read to help you fall asleep, I can send you a document of a paper I published on it, or even my dissertation. I don't even want to read that stuff anymore. But I learned a lot. I know more about the testicle and sperm than any normal person. That's just how my research went. I'm pretty sure my computer got flagged because I had to make a lot of posters, and you search for the testicle, and you never know what you're going to find. I do love to share random facts. If you took me for 1408, I've kind of told you this one. But your gametes, so your egg and your sperm, depending if you're male or female, those are your sex cells. So women, we make all ours before birth. We're just planners. We just make them all, and then they just rot over time. But men, you have that population of spermatogonial stem cells that are constantly going through this fate determination step where they stay a stem cell or they're differentiated to become sperm. So you have this population. That's why men are fertile their entire lives. But for every heartbeat, this is really cool. Each man, each guy, you're sitting there, some of y'all are listening, you're making about 1,500 sperms. So you're doing something. Even as you listen to this, you're watching football or doing whatever you do, watching The Mandalorian, huge Mandalorian fan also, you're doing something always. So if someone says you're not doing anything, you're making sperm. All right, there's one of your random facts. And here's another one. I put it up here because it's going to show up later. For every human in the world, there are 1 million ants. Oh my gosh, that's just mind-blowing. It really is, especially the number of insects in the world. It really is. I finished my first year at TCC last year and just wrapped up another semester. I do love teaching biology. I love science. I'm a huge person. I love to watch the science shows, and I love to share my love with them. And I hate that we have to be online, but it is for the best. For the safety, this pandemic has really opened up our eyes. It's also made me very sad because it's really had some people doubt science, and science is based on facts. We're not making this up. It's things we can measure, and it's been really sad as a scientist to see how people are just turning their backs to it. It really is. So hopefully after this course you'll appreciate it a little bit more and love it a little bit more like I do. This is my fur kid, Ravel. Me and my husband, we don't have kids. He's working on his doctorate at TCU in orchestral conducting. But this is Ravel. He's pretty happy that I'm home all the time now. He's your unofficial teaching assistant. The pay doesn't pay well. He just gets to sit here all day while I work. But sometimes you might hear him bark or something, growl in some videos, or if I'm sitting in office hours, he's probably sitting on the bed right behind me. He just likes to sleep all day, but, you know, he's your unofficial assistant, my coworker. It's who I've been working with since last March. Oh my gosh. And he's always looking forward to when I can wrap it up if we can go to Mutt's. So Mutt's over by Clear Fork, in the Fort Worth area. I'm always there on the little dog side. side. If you ever want to meet up and talk science or just talk about anything, you're more than welcome to. I always tell my students some random things about me. I love red wine, and I can't pass it up, but not ones. I'm a good cab girl. I do love that, and a good charcuterie board. I love my meats and cheeses. Oh, it's so good. That's why I'm looking forward to the holidays. I will be totally safe with them. I got to stay away, keep my distance from my family, keep us all healthy. But I do love me some good wine and cheese. And I'm also a Cowboys fan. This has been a rough year, 2020. This has been just one of those years. And, oh, yeah, I'm a diehard fan, so even though it's bad, I'll go through. But if you ever want to talk about anything TV shows, you are more than welcome to contact me or just ask about my opinions about certain topics. Like I said, I'm an open book. You can ask me anything. I love to communicate with students. We used to always stay behind or before class and talk about random stuff. So don't be afraid to. But if you're ever at Mutt's, this is what I look like. Look for the little Yorkie dog. All right. So why are you taking this? Because you need another science credit. You have to have those too. You might be scared of math, so you're staying away from chemistry, or you don't want to study rocks because maybe rocks are boring. I did go through a rock phase when I was a kid. Or, you had so much fun in 1408. I have a lot of my students decide they want to take the second half with me because I am just so pleasant to be around probably. But it's a lot of fun. Like I said, I try to make biology fun for you. I don't want you to be scared because a lot of times, especially when students take 1408, they're scared. They're like, I haven't taken this in years. I don't know what to do. I'm just so scared of all the facts. Don't worry. I have the course designed for you to do well. Even if you are the worst test taker in the world, you can still pass. You just got to make sure you're doing the work. Now, how I run my course, I like to run it asynchronously because I know this is a non-majors course and you are on your time. You might have kids at home that are having to do online learning. You're having to budget their time on the computer with yours. You might have to take care of family members. There's so much that's going on. So I like to have it where you can work on this on your own schedule. So if you're a person that loves to work at 2 o'clock in the morning, this is for you. Now, I pre-record all my lectures, which I'm about to start for this course. I have them all made, but now I just got to sit down and talk to the computer for all week. So they're pre-recorded. Will be captioned, and I'll put them up on the YouTube channel and also put a link. I do put up a suggested schedule, so I kind of divide it up. It's like, okay, these are the ones I suggest you watch during the week, but if you're one of those who loves to watch them all at the same time, you can. I try to keep them under 20 minutes, so you're not like getting totally bored, or if you one of the people likes to put it on in the background while like you're cooking or something, you can do that. Now, people ask about live sessions. How can you get to me? Well, I will have office hours. I call them optional once we have live sessions, which is actually twice a week if I want to be more correct. But I'll have them on Tuesday mornings, probably from 10 to 12, and then maybe Wednesdays from 7 to 8. That's this coming semester unless things change up. But I will post that in Blackboard. Those are going to be in Collaborate. Think of them as virtual office hours, so you are able to find me behind my computer for sure. You can ask for help on assignments or just talk about anything. These are times that I'm going to be behind the computer. I'm doing them this semester, and you know what happens? I sit here by myself 99% of the time. Now, there's going to be due dates for assignments, projects, exams, all the good stuff. I am very diligent about reminding you that. Something that you get every Monday from me is called a weekly update. It's a PDF file, and then I actually record it also so you can listen to me talk, where I tell you what's going on this week, what are the tricky things with projects, remind you of what you have coming up. Sometimes I'll go through it and explain the assignment a little more. So that comes, and then I try to send you a reminder the day of the assignment. So if you haven't turned it in yet, there's a button I can click on Blackboard and it sends you an automated message. When you get the message, it's at the time that you haven't turned it in. So just because you got it doesn't mean it's late, but it's telling you I haven't had a grade yet. So I always try to make sure I send those out. Now, another thing I like to do is I have the entire course open from the start, so you can work ahead, especially when it gets closer to the end of the semester. It seems like everything piles up on you at once. So if you want to use some time on spring break and knock out some assignments early, you are more than welcome to. Like, all the exams are open. You're not required to sit behind the computers on Saturday evenings and do the exams. If you want to do it Friday or Thursday night, you're more than welcome to. So everything is open from the very beginning. I busted, so I make sure it's all there. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to email me. I do get back to you within 24 hours. It's my goal. And if we need to set up a virtual office hour one-on-one session, we can do that. I've done that with students before. I could do it through Zoom or Collaborate. So do you need to buy anything? Just like 08, I have it all free. The only thing you had to pay for was your tuition. So for the lecture, I use OER, and we're using OpenStax for my book. It's the OpenStax Concepts of Biology. It's the non-majors version. I will post the links on Blackboard, and you can access the book online. Here is a link to it, and it's free. You can download a PDF. I actually have one on my iPad that I would highlight and write on when I was going taking notes. I've read the whole book, so trust me, I've read the entire book. But if you need a hard copy, some people like to have a hard copy. You can get it off Amazon or the bookstore. Now, there's my dog barking. Now, lab, we can't meet face-to-face as per pandemic. Thank you very much. I came up with some virtual labs and projects for you to do. They're all going to be on the computer. You do not have to purchase anything for this course. I know things are financially hard right now. I want to make sure and keep all you in mind with that. You don't have to buy a lab manual. Everything is online. Now, when it comes to software, you're going to make sure you have access to a computer with a good internet connection, and you will have to look at some PDFs. I know there's like one or two that you'll type into. PowerPoint and Word, which you get through the school, are also helpful too. When you log in through your MyCCC and all the other stuff, you have access to the whole Office suite. So you have the step. Now, another thing is we have to proctor the exam. So I use Proctorio. It's just a requirement. It's more to make sure that you are the person taking the test. So make sure you have access to a computer or a laptop that has a webcam and microphone. I understand things get crazy at home. It might get busy and that might flag noise and stuff. That's okay. I actually let you use notes on the exams too, but I just have to have some way to monitor that's you taking the test. But you don't have to purchase anything. For some of the labs or projects, whatever you want to call them, I might have you use like a free app on the phone. One is to help you record yourself talking, or one is another one to help you identify some plants and stuff. But I try to make sure everything is free. So most important thing is people want to know how this is going to be graded. So this is all going to be in the syllabus or ICR. Every school calls it something different. But we're going to break it up in 6 units like I did in 1408. And each unit you're going to have an exam that you'll take via Proctorio. So what I like to do is make that about half your grade right there. Okay, that's a fair thing right there. Now, that means there's only 5 exams. We have 6 units, but I'm only going to count 5 of them. I do drop your lowest exam, which is a great thing because I understand things happen. Or if you do really good on the first 5, exam 6 is the one you can drop. All right, so you do get 1 exam drop, but now will make up about half your grade. You're going to be doing some discussion posts, which there's 5 of them. They're worth 20 points. I'll make up about 10% of your grade. These are short, easy. They're topics. You can discuss them amongst yourselves or just make your opinion known. This is an easy thing right here, and students always fail to get that easy 100 points. And then the last grouping is the labs, assignments, projects. It's about, it works out to be 400 points, and it works out 40% of your grade. I kind of break them up into each unit. You'll do like a little movie night, which is like 10 points. Then you'll do this project, blah, blah, blah. And it's all broken up. I tried to do like 1 or 2 projects per unit. And I tried to make them a little bit more interesting for 1409 because I want to get y'all outside because that's what this course deals with, the bigger stuff. So grading, I love to work out of 1,000 points. So then you know exactly where you're going, and then as a student, you can kind of do the math and figure out where you're going. Now, depending on what your overall goal is, you know what your point total you need to go with. So remember, It's a marathon, not a sprint. So you just keep adding those points up. So keep turning things in. That's why I keep telling my students, I was like, yeah, I might not be the best test taker, but if you do all the assignments and the discussion posts, that's half your grade right there, and you can do really well on those. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to like say, it's like, hey, can you look over this? I'm not quite sure about this one. That's what I'm here for. So if you want to get that A, you just got to get the 895 points because it does round up to a 90. If you're aiming for that B, 795. Going for that C, 695 points. All right, so remember, I do drop your lowest exam grade, and there's going to be like a running point total column. Blackboard's automatically dropping that lowest one. So until we have all 6 grades entered in, it's going to seem kind of incomplete. But if you're ever confused about it, let me know. Now, my personal policy is to get stuff graded as quick as possible because I hated it when I was a student that teachers would hold on stuff. I don't know if they're hoarders and they love to keep it, but I love to know how you're doing in the course. So I normally give myself a week to get it done, and you'll see probably I love to get stuff graded as it's being turned in because I don't want to sit in front of my computer and see 150 things that I got to do. So on days that assignments are due, I periodically check and I'll grade like 20, then I'll go do something else, and I keep up with it. So you'll know how your grade is doing. If you have any questions about how grading is done, please email me and ask me questions. Now, there is a late work policy. I understand it happens, but you know, sometimes you just make a oops. If it's a major event like a family emergency or something, please let me know. I've let students have to take a test late before because something happens, someone's in the hospital. Family does come first. That's one of my things. I was like, you got to care of yourself and your family. And pets are family too. Like I had my dog in the hospital 2 weeks ago, and I was a wreck for about 3 days. And you know, I could hardly get anything done, but you know, it does happen. And if you do turn stuff in late, I take off 5 points per day, all right, per day, and these add up. So keep up with that. I will send you the reminders. My advice, turn off that schedule. I keep saying that over again so you know where everything is. Now, I know these look kind of grainy. I had to compress the picture so it'd be big enough to put here and collaborate. But when you open up the course, you're going to see the calendar. I like this because, hey, it's that day, and you'll see if something's due. It's going to be boom right there. I find it very helpful. I don't know if, for me, I'm a big calendar person. I have like calendars all on the wall next to me with everything on the due dates and stuff, and every time I sit here Monday morning, I kind of scratch off the week before, and when things get done, it's easier to do. Calendars and Post-its. There's like tons of Post-its on the wall too. Now, if you look in the important docs, it's going to be here on the side. You're going to find a Word doc that's going to be the schedule, and it has the suggested lecture video watching page too. So my advice is print that off and put it in a location where you're going to see it, and you know, scratch it off. I've had students tell me that they like that. It makes them feel like they accomplished something, and then they kind of know what's coming. So it's not a huge surprise when they just open up Blackboard. It's like, oh crap, this is due today, and I'm just now starting. So use the scheduler to your, you know, benefit. Now, once you go to there, you're going to click on units. This is where you get all the magic. So under units, you're going to see the 6 units where I tell you what chapters it's going to cover. So we're covering the rest of the book, chapter 13 through 21. Not too bad. And then new, you're going to have this semester, starting this time, is a bonus ICR quiz. This is just 10 minutes, or 10 questions, sorry. And it's just to kind of give you an opportunity to get 10 extra points. Points always help. It's to kind of walk you through, make sure you understand like key things. It's like, yes, I can use notes. Yes, I get to drop an exam grade, you know, things like that. It's just a bonus. And I also have you set up Proctorio in here, so when it comes to taking the exam, it's a lot easier. So that's there. You're going to find it under units. It goes away after the first week, so make sure you get that done, and I will remind you that week too. Now, when you click on a unit folder, boom, it's going to open up this. So you're going to see an overview first. I like this because it kind of gives you an idea what's going on. You're going to see a list of all the lectures. I know it seems like a lot. Break them up into smaller parts so you can like sit down and watch. Like, here, here's 10 minutes on the fungi. 20 minutes on protist, you know. They might be a little bit longer towards the beginning of the semester because it's kind of hard not to talk so much about animals, but they'll get shorter, I promise. I'll try to make sure keep my mouth shut on some of these topics and not talk as much. And then I have like a little grouping, your assignments, labs, discussion posts, anything that's going on, and then what the exam covers. And then a cartoon, because I think they're so much fun. And you'll see cartoons in all my slides. I just love science and cartoons. Now, if you scroll down a little more, I know it's kind of hard to see because I compressed the file, but when you get into Blackboard, I say explore, and you'll see it. You're going to see the lectures slide right here. This is where you're going to find the PDF files and video links. So when it comes to the exams, my advice is print off the slides so you have them. And then you'll find the links to the YouTube for each lecture right there. There's a study guide, which is just like the review from 1408. It's just to help you read through the chapter. These are optional. Sometimes students don't even go through the process of doing these, but if you're one of those that really loves to hardcore read the chapter, these kind of help you prepare. And then links to the online book. So this is where you can click, and I will have links to the chapters for the book if you need that, or like I said, you can always download the PDF. Now below that, you're going to see everything that you will have for that unit that's grade-wise. Like if there's a discussion post, it will link it to there, the activities moving, and then the link to the exam. All this will be here located within the unit. So anything associated with that topic are going to be all located together. So briefly, some of the stuff you'll do discussion posts. I like to do 5 throughout the semester worth 20 points each. Very controversial, interesting topics. Like I said, these are your opinion, and as long as you complete your opinion and complete it on time, you get full credit. It's a short paragraph about how you feel, and I can't say you're wrong or right. Our first one's going to be about vaccines, and this is a really hot topic right now because you're hearing about all these new COVID-19 vaccines about to be coming out. Is it going to be required to take in order for you to go to class? I don't know. And then I'll put links to videos, and because I love John Oliver, you're not required to watch the videos, but I'll put links and stuff and a little prompt, and you just create a thread about your views on the topic. And like I said, you don't have to comment on other ones. Like I said, you're not required to, but you can, but keep it civil. I understand, we're all going to have different views. But these are fun. I think some topics are going to be environmental ethics, one on vaping, alternative medicine, stem cell research, and this vaccine one. I tried to find a fun topic that, we would have actually been able to talk about in class, and hopefully you enjoy these. Now the exams, we do use Proctorio, so I'm using the same settings that the Connect campus uses. So make sure you do have that microphone and webcam. Now there's a guide to help you set up under the exam link, and also I'll put it under important docs. I will have that first bonus quiz make you use Proctorio to make it easier for the setup. Once you have it set up right, boom, it's not that bad. Now, I do a cutoff at 9 p.m. on exams. Technically, you can get it done until like 11:59, but exams on Saturday night. So if something bad happens and you accidentally close it out, I can let you in or clear the attempt. This is so I'm not behind the computer till midnight on Saturday nights. But try to keep up with that. My advice, don't wait till the last minute. There's certain things that happen with Proctorio. It's going to lock you down to one screen. My advice is, because I do let you use notes on exams. You can use your notes on exams. That's a question on the quiz. Print out the slides. Maybe if you have your PDF on your iPad or whatever, have it there available. But prepare for the exams. Now, some things that I always notice, students email me for a password. Proctorio provides you the password. It's all Proctorio. I can't see it. All I see is ... I can't change that. I can't do anything about it. So there's like a student help link that is going to be a website, and they have a live chat, and they can help you get set up. And then sometimes bad things happen in Blackboard. If it's something I can't do, then you submit the help ticket to the help desk and just email me, and I'll kind of get you through there. But make sure you have that webcam and you're ready for exams. Yay. All right, so assignments, projects, what makes up a good 40% of your grade. I developed a bunch of different ones. I tried to come up one or two for the semester for each unit, and I have a little bit more fun. I want to get you outside, all right? Because we're dealing with all the classification. So you're going to see for the unit one, you're going to plant scavenger hunt, where you're going to have to find. You're going to learn about the different groups of plants. Now I need you to go find examples and take a picture. And sometimes I'll suggest there's like apps you can use to help identify them, and you'll probably make it into like a PowerPoint and submit it. The critters around you is where you're going to take images of animals around, identify them. It's actually kind of fun. And then I think there's one assignment where I ask you for your favorite vertebrate. Invertebrate. On that one, you'll have to talk to me about it. I'll have a link to like a Flipgrid link so you can go through and talk to it, or you can set it up on Collaborate. And when it comes closer to each week in the weekly update, I'll talk about each of these. But if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask questions. Sometimes if your file's too large, because you're going to make like a infectious disease poster, like an infographics, like if you had to put this like on the wall somewhere to tell someone about it, it might be a little large of a file. You can send it as a Google link file. And like I said, these are supposed to be fun. Don't stress out too much. If you're confused, ask questions. But I do more project-based instead of you just looking up little facts about stuff. Hopefully you enjoy these. I spent some time really coming up with these, and I wanted to make it a little bit more fun because this is kind of replaces what we would have done in lab. And then something new, if you took me 1408 and 1409, I was trying to come up with some different things. I have movie night, so I found these short little movies, and they're like maybe 10 minutes, and there are some weird topics, and they kind of go with what we're talking in the unit. They're, like I said, they're about 10 minutes long, and what you're going to do is create a journal entry. Very similar to a discussion board, but the journal entry, only I can read it. It's a short opinion paragraph, so remember opinions, I can't count those wrong. And there were 10 points. They're really simple. You can knock them all out in the same night if you want to. And the reason I put this ant was because I think it's unit 5, you'll do ants. So each of them are going to be like short. And there's one on ants, on how they measure the number of ants in an area, because we're going to talk about how do you measure populations? You sit there and just count them, 1, 2, 3. But how do you count ants? They're gone. They're moving around. So this video talks about how they go through and measure ant populations, and I think that's cool. So that goes to that million ants per person. Another thing on the side, you'll see the grades. You can always see how things are going and how points are working out, and it also shows you the due dates in another location. Remember, working on 1,000 points, that should be one of the top things you see at the top. If something's showing up weird, let me know, because sometimes Blackboard does some weird things. I know we're switching to Canvas in the future, but it does some wonky things regardless. And finally, the end. Explore the course. All right, go see some of the things you're going to do. Hopefully you might be excited and you won't be dreading it. I think you might enjoy some of these projects. I really do, because I was kind of talking with people at the dog park, and I was like, this sounds cool. Would you do that? And they're like, yeah, that sounds really cool. So I want to make it mean something to you, not as much in 1408 to help you get the facts, but we're dealing with the bigger stuff, like all the classification, the different types of plants and animals. The body system, get to learn a little bit more of that. You'll do like a cardiology virtual lab where you get to pretend to be doctor and listen to heart sounds and stuff and see if you can hear a difference. I did it, and I did not that well, but it's more about the experience. Hopefully, if something's not working, let me know. Sometimes I might have not clicked a link or something, or things just go bad. Let me know. I tried to set this up, and like when I was doing 1408 time, working on this on the background while keeping up with grading. So normally it takes a long time to set up an online course completely. So I did set this one up pretty quick, but like I said, I might have missed a few things. Email me if you have any questions. Don't be afraid to ask for help. My gosh, that's the one thing students I've heard complain about before. It's like, oh, I'm doing bad on SAMs. This is so hard. She's not here for me. I was like, well, have you emailed me and talked to me? I'm actually a really nice person. I'm really pleasant. I do love to talk to students. You can talk to me about anything, really. Ask for help. There's also tutoring from the Science Learning Center. But I'm here. I work from home. I sit here all day long. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Even if we have to go outside, if like when you do the ecology project, you can say, hey, I'm kind of confused about that. I was like, okay, well, let's meet at Press Cafe, and I can kind of, if a small group wants to do it, we can do that. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Most of all, have fun. Like I said, it gets a little better in the second. I think the whole half on this course is really fun. I should have took that out. I was using the overview from 1408. It's a lot of fun. I love this half because it's all, everyone loves animals, and plants a little boring, but it's cool to learn a little about them. And ecology, you're just gonna want to save the world after you watch this stuff. But have fun. Don't freak out. Hope you're gonna enjoy that. Your other random fact, I thought this was kind of cool. Koala fingerprints are so close to humans that they could taint crime scenes. What? That's kind of weird. All right, so that's the last slide. This is just to kind of get you through the whole course. Explore Blackboard. Email if you have any questions. But other than that, I'm going to stop this video.